Think less, speak less, focus more. At first it sounds simple, almost too simple, but if you pause and really reflect, you'll see it's the key to surviving and thriving in this noisy generation. We live in an age of endless noise, not just the literal noise of traffic, machines or city life, but a deeper, more exhausting kind, the constant chatter of the mind, the flood of opinions online, the non-stop stream of messages, notifications and news. Everyone is speaking, everyone is thinking, everyone is rushing, but very few are truly focused. The ancient Stoics, who lived nearly 2,000 years ago, warned about this exact problem, though their noise was different. They didn't have TikTok or Instagram, but they had gossip in the marketplace, endless debates in the forum, and constant distractions from the politics of their time. And their advice? Withdraw into yourself. Train your mind. Speak only when necessary. Conserve your energy for what truly matters. The prison of endless noise. Let's look at our own generation. Imagine waking up in the morning. The very first thing most people do is check their phone. Before they've even taken a breath of fresh air, their mind is flooded with news, memes, reels, posts, and someone else's opinion. By the time you get out of bed, your brain has already processed hundreds of fragments of information. No wonder we feel tired before the day even begins. We live in an environment where thinking too much and talking too much are not just habits, they are addictions. The Stoics believe that the mind is like a garden. If you don't tend it carefully, weeds will grow. Today's weeds are overthinking, gossip, comparison, and distraction. And when the weeds grow too thick, the flowers of clarity and focus cannot bloom. Why think less? Thinking is good, right? So why would a philosophy that shaped some of the greatest leaders in history, like Marcus Aurelius, tell us to think less? Because most of our thinking is useless. It's not thinking, it's worrying, regretting, imagining worst-case scenarios, replaying past mistakes, and trying to control things far beyond our reach. This kind of mental noise drains us without leading to action. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Our generation has forgotten this truth. We think endlessly about things we cannot control, what others think of us, whether our post got enough likes, what will happen in the future, why life isn't going as fast as we hoped. But thinking less doesn't mean being careless. It means cutting away the useless thoughts and focusing on the ones that matter. It means asking, is this within my control? If not, why am I spending my life worrying about it? Why speak less? The second part of the phrase hits even harder. Speak less. We live in a time where everyone has a platform. A teenager with a phone can speak to more people in a day than Socrates did in his entire lifetime. On one hand, that's power. On the other, it's danger. We've mistaken speaking for meaning and noise for wisdom. But silence, the Stoics knew, is the true companion of clarity. Epictetus once said, "Be silent for the most part," or, if you speak, say only what is necessary and in few words. Why? Because the more we speak, the more we reveal our lack of discipline. The more we try to fill silence, the more we show our insecurity. In our generation, speaking less means not rushing to share every thought online. It means resisting the urge to jump into every argument, every trending topic, every fight that passes through social media. It means understanding that wisdom is measured not by how much you say, but by how much you withhold. Why focus more? And here comes the heart of the Stoic mindset. Focus. Focus is the rarest commodity of our time. Attention has become the new gold. Companies spend billions trying to grab it because they know whoever controls your focus controls your future. But focus is also the key to greatness. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Our generation wastes countless hours scrolling, switching from app to app, drowning in distractions. And then we wonder why we don't progress, why our goals slip further away, why we feel restless even after a whole day busy. To the Stoics, focus meant being present, fully engaged in what's in front of you. Whether it was a conversation, a task, or a moment of reflection, they believed in giving it their whole attention. To focus more today means reclaiming your time from the distractions of the digital age. It means choosing depth over speed, quality over quantity, presence over noise. So what happens when we combine these three principles, think less, speak less, focus more, and place them in today's world? We get a blueprint for clarity in an era of chaos. Imagine a person who thinks only of what they can control, who speaks only when it matters, and who focuses all their energy on one meaningful task at a time. That person would look like an outsider in our noisy, distracted generation, but they would also look like a leader. That's why this Stoic lesson is not just philosophy, it's survival. In an age of endless chatter, the one who can hold silence becomes powerful. In a time of constant distraction, the one who can focus becomes unstoppable. And in a thinking, the one who can act without drowning in thoughts becomes free. This is where our journey begins. In the coming parts, we'll break down each piece of this Stoic mindset. We'll dive deeper into what it truly means to think less, speak less, and focus more. We'll see how the Stoics lived it, and how we can apply it to our generation right now in our daily struggles with distraction, overthinking, and noise. The truth is simple. Your mind is your kingdom, your silence is your weapon, and your focus is your crown. And that's exactly where we'll start. Think less. Escaping the prison of overthinking. If there's one invisible chain that binds our generation, it's overthinking. We lie awake at night replaying mistakes. We scroll endlessly comparing ourselves to others. We hesitate to act because our minds are too busy imagining what could go wrong. The Stoics understood this problem long before smartphones and social media existed. They warned, you suffer more in imagination than in reality. These words from Seneca could have been written yesterday, describing the endless loop of anxious thoughts that so many of us drown in. The trap of endless thoughts. Why do we overthink? Because our brains are powerful machines built for survival. They search for danger, predict problems, and try to control outcomes. That was useful when survival meant avoiding predators or planning for winter. But today our predators are often social approval, career choices, or future uncertainties. So instead of living, we're stuck analyzing. Instead of moving forward, we spiral backward. Overthinking turns the mind from a sharp sword into a rusty cage. The Stoic way. Think less. The Stoics weren't against thinking, they were against wasteful thinking. Marcus Aurelius trained himself to pause and ask, is this within my control? If yes, act. If no, release. That simple filter cuts away 80% of the noise in our minds. For example, you can't control if someone criticizes you online, but you can control your reaction. You can't control the economy, but you can control your effort and preparation. You can't control the future, but you can control this moment. Thinking less means living with mental clarity. It means your thoughts serve you, not enslave you. Modern application. In today's generation, overthinking shows up in constant hesitation, Should I start this project, or what if I fail? Should I message them first, or will I look desperate? What if I choose the wrong career path? The Stoic response: stop rehearsing failures in your head. Do what is in front of you. Take the next step. Imagined problems crush the possibilities of action. One powerful modern practice is mind journaling. Each morning, write down what is in your control and what is not. Then, commit to acting only on what is yours to change. This clears the fog of unnecessary thoughts. Overthinking is the disease. Stoic clarity is the cure. When you think less, you don't become careless. You become free. You free your mind from chains it built for itself. Remember, the future doesn't exist yet. The past is already gone. All you have is the present, and it demands action, not endless thought. Of voices, shouting, debating, gossiping, and competing for attention.
Hi guys.
Have become cheap, and
Hi guys.
silence has become rare. The Stoics, however, understood
Guys,
something
I just want to remind you of something important. In life, we all face challenges, negativity, and distractions. But the people who grow are the ones who stay focused and keep moving forward. Even when it's hard, discipline is not about being perfect. It's about showing up every single day and not giving up. So stay strong, control your emotions, and don't let anything affect you. Your future self will thank you for the effort you are giving today. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. Thank you very much.
They harm or miss. If you aim carefully, one arrow is enough. The Stoic value of silence. For the Stoics, silence was not weakness, it was strength. A person who speaks less shows mastery over themselves. They don't waste energy on gossip or empty chatter. They don't need to prove their worth with noise. Silence also creates presence. When you hold back your words, people pay attention when you finally do speak. Your voice carries weight because it is rare, not constant. How this relates to our generation. Today, silence is almost feared. We're so used to noise that a quiet person seems mysterious or even intimidating. But in truth, silence is one of the most powerful tools we can reclaim. Think of social media. The loudest voices often win temporary attention, but the wisest voices, those who speak less with precision, earn lasting respect. Speaking less in our generation means not reacting to every online argument, not oversharing every detail of your life, not rushing to give an opinion when listening would be wiser. Instead of trying to be the loudest, aim to be the most thoughtful. A practical Stoic habit. Before speaking, ask yourself 3 Stoic questions. Is this true? Is this necessary? Is this kind? If the answer is no, hold your silence. If the answer is yes, speak simply and directly. Over time, people will recognize the strength in your words. Speaking less is not about muting your voice. It's about sharpening it. It's about realizing that silence speaks too, sometimes louder than words. Remember this: in a noisy world, silence is power. In a shallow world, few words hold depth. In a distracted world, your voice should be a sword, not a storm. Lesson 4. Focus more. Building the power of attention. If think less frees the mind from noise and speak less frees the mouth from waste, then focus more is the engine that drives life forward. Focus is the rarest skill of our generation and the most valuable. The cost of a distracted life today: distraction is everywhere. Phones buzz, notifications flash, apps are designed to steal attention in tiny fragments. A single scroll can trap us for hours. And when we look back, we realize we gave our most precious resource, our attention, to things that gave us nothing in return. Seneca warned us long ago, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." This feels more true today than ever. It's not that we don't have enough time. It's that we lose our time in fragments, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, until entire years vanish into distraction. The Stoic practice of presence. For the Stoics, focus meant presence. They believed life was lived moment by moment, and wasting a moment meant wasting life itself. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." That advice sounds simple, but imagine living it fully in today's generation. Imagine focusing only on the task in front of you without checking your phone. Imagine truly listening in a conversation without your mind wandering. Imagine building something for years without being distracted by what others are doing. This is what Stoic focus looks like, the courage to give yourself fully to now. Why focus matters more than talent. In our era, many chase talent, shortcuts and hacks, but the truth is, talent without focus is wasted. A distracted genius achieves less than a focused beginner. Think about it. Most of the great works of history were not the result of scattered effort, but of sustained focus. The Stoics knew that attention is like fire. Scattered sparks fade quickly, but concentrated flames can burn through anything. Practical Stoic habits for focus. How do we build Stoic focus in this distracted world? Digital discipline. Limit the hours you spend on apps designed to scatter your mind. Create zones in your day where your phone is far away. Deep work. Choose one task and do it with full presence for an hour. No multitasking, no switching, just pure focus. Morning clarity. Begin your day by writing down your top 1 to 3 priorities. Let everything else wait. Guard your energy. Don't say yes to everything. The Stoics valued simplicity. Protect your attention like it's treasure because it is. Focus is freedom. When you give your full attention to one thing, you rise above the noise of the world. You stop scattering yourself into pieces and start living whole. Remember, in every generation, the distracted follow, but the focused lead. Lesson 5, the Stoic blueprint for this era. So now we bring it all together. Think less, speak less, focus more. At first glance, these 3 lessons might feel old-fashioned, like advice carved into dusty scrolls. But when you look closely, you realize they are exactly what our generation needs most. We live in an age of overthinking, where people freeze because they imagine every possible failure. We live in an age of endless talking, where words flood our screens but carry little weight. And we live in an age of distraction, where focus is stolen by machines designed to hijack attention. The Stoics gave us a blueprint to cut through this chaos, and the blueprint is surprisingly simple. Step 1, think less. Don't waste your mind on things outside your control. The world is full of storms you cannot stop. The only thing you can command is your own mind. When you learn to cut away the noise of useless thoughts, you make space for action. Step 2, speak less. Don't waste your voice on words that don't matter. Speak only when it adds value. Hold silence when it protects your peace. In a noisy world, silence itself becomes a mark of strength. And when you do speak, let your words carry the weight of wisdom, not the weight of insecurity. Step 3, focus more. Give your full attention to the present. Don't scatter your energy into 1,000 fragments. Protect your focus like treasure, because it is the one resource you cannot buy back once lost. Depth, not speed. Quality, not quantity. That is the way forward. The Stoic blueprint in modern life. Imagine living this way today. Instead of overthinking what might go wrong, you take the next step forward. Instead of arguing in every comment section, you save your words for what truly matters. Instead of chasing 10 different goals halfway, you focus on one thing deeply and master it. Such a person would stand out. In a world of noise, they would be calm. In a world of distraction, they would be sharp. In a world of shallow voices, they would speak with depth. That is the Stoic blueprint for this generation. A way of living that doesn't just make you calmer, but makes you stronger. Closing life lesson. The truth is this: your thoughts shape your inner world. Your words shape your outer world, and your focus shapes your destiny. So, think less, speak less, focus more. That is how you rise above the noise of the age and live with clarity, strength, and peace. And if these ideas resonated with you, here's one more Stoic challenge. Don't just listen. Act. Apply one lesson today. And if you'd like more wisdom like this, then stay close. This is just the beginning of our journey together. So follow, subscribe, and join us, not as an audience, but as fellow travelers walking the Stoic path in a noisy world.
Hey, warrior. It's late. The world is quiet, but your mind isn't. You're lying in bed, lights off, eyes open, and your thoughts are louder than ever. They replay old moments, rehearse conversations that might never happen, and predict disasters that may never come. You tell yourself you're just thinking, but really, your mind is sprinting laps in the dark. The ancient Stoics, thinkers like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, understood this nightly battle long before sleep science gave it a name. They believed that the last thoughts we feed our mind before drifting off don't vanish. They ferment. They become the foundation of tomorrow's emotions, focus, and peace. Tonight, we're going to change what you feed your mind. No empty affirmations, no forced positivity, just 5 Stoic principles, ancient, tested, and alive, that prepare you not just to sleep, but to transform while you do. So, take a breath. Let's begin. Number 1. Befriend the darkness. Most people treat the night as an enemy. When the world goes quiet, their thoughts rush in like uninvited guests. But the Stoics, they saw darkness differently. They saw it as a mirror, a sacred pause where the performance of the day finally ends and the real conversation with yourself begins. When all distractions fade, the messages, the noise, the scrolling, what's left is you, the raw, unfiltered you. And that meeting, it scares most people, because in silence, you can't hide behind busyness. So tonight, don't fight the quiet. Embrace it. 10 minutes before sleep, turn off every screen. Sit in dim light or total darkness. Place your hand over your heart and ask yourself, slowly, what did I do today that reflected the person I want to become? Where did I react instead of respond? What's one small thing I can improve tomorrow? No judgment, no guilt, just honesty, like a friend offering gentle truth. Because when you stop running from your thoughts, they stop chasing you. And that's when your mind finally becomes your ally instead of your enemy. The Stoics didn't meditate to escape life. They reflected to understand it. They knew the mind doesn't rest by force. It rests through understanding. Tonight, meet yourself in the darkness. You might be surprised by how kind the silence actually is. Number 2, the evening inventory, without self-punishment. Reflection is a sacred act. Rumination is self-torture. Most people confuse the two. They lie in bed replaying what went wrong, punishing themselves for being human. Seneca did something different. Each night, when the lamps dimmed and the house fell silent, he reviewed his day. Not like a judge, but like a gardener. He'd walk through the garden of his mind, noticing, this plant is thriving, that one needs pruning, this soil needs new seeds tomorrow. You can do the same. Before you sleep, close your eyes and replay your day, but gently. Ask yourself 3 questions. What am I genuinely proud of today? What moment didn't align with my values? What lesson can I carry into tomorrow? That's it. No punishment, no shame. When you review consciously, you take control of your inner narrative. Your brain no longer needs to run those scenes on repeat through the night. It feels heard, acknowledged, resolved. Think of it like closing mental tabs before shutting down the computer. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The spirit ought to be brought up for examination daily." But that examination wasn't cruel. It was maintenance, spiritual hygiene for the soul. So, before your head hits the pillow, whisper this: I review with grace, I learn, I rest. Let that be your final command to the mind tonight. 3. Release the imaginary audience. As you prepare for sleep, notice who's still in the room with you. Not physically, but mentally. Your boss, your ex, your classmates, your social media followers, all sitting in your mind's theater, judging your performance. But here's the truth the Stoics saw clearly. That audience, it's fiction. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "We love ourselves more than all men, but care more for their opinion than our own." Isn't that wild? We live to impress people who probably aren't even thinking about us, because they're too busy worrying about who's judging them. So tonight, as you lie there, identify one voice you keep hearing. That person whose imagined judgment keeps echoing. Picture them clearly. Now whisper, you don't live here. Their opinion doesn't define you. Their imagined criticism is your own projection. Epictetus said that when someone insults you, they're revealing their own values, not your truth. If they call you lazy, it's because they worship busyness. If they call you arrogant, maybe they struggle with confidence themselves. Let their opinions stay where they belong, with them. Before sleep, declare, I release everyone else's scorecards. I keep my own compass. You'll feel something lift, like exhaling a weight you didn't know you carried. That's your nervous system finally hearing the message. We're safe now. We don't need to perform, and that's when rest begins. Number 4, separate your worth from productivity. Listen closely. This one might sting a little, because it's the poison our world drinks daily. There's a voice in your head that whispers, you didn't do enough. You should have accomplished more. Everyone else is ahead. That voice is lying to you. You are not a machine built to produce. You are a living being built to exist, to feel, to connect. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man on earth, didn't measure his worth by victories or achievements. He measured it by whether he had lived in harmony with his values that day. He wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, remind yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. Not as a producer, not as a performer, as a human being." Your worth isn't something to be earned. It's the default setting of existence. So tonight, before you sleep, name 3 things that have nothing to do with productivity, but everything to do with humanity. Maybe you forgave someone. Maybe you laughed. Maybe you simply survived a hard day. Those are not small. Those are sacred. Your body doesn't care how many boxes you checked. It just needs rest to heal, repair, and prepare for tomorrow. So stop withholding sleep as punishment for not doing enough. You have done enough simply by being here. Place your hand on your chest and say it with me. I am valuable because I exist, not because of what I produce. My worth is inherent. I give myself permission to rest. Let that line echo. Feel how it softens the tension behind your eyes. That's your body remembering what peace feels like. Number 5. Build a philosophy of enough. This is the final and hardest principle because it goes against everything modern life teaches. We are raised to chase more money, more success, more recognition, more everything. But the Stoics believed in enough, not as giving up, but as finally arriving. Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." If you don't define your enough, peace will always stay one step ahead. So tonight, define it. Not your dream scenario, your enough. How much do you truly need to live without anxiety? What kind of relationships feel sufficient? What kind of daily rhythm actually sustains you? Be honest, because once you name it, the endless chase begins to slow. When Marcus Aurelius ruled Rome, he could have demanded endless comfort. But his writings reveal a man who found joy in simplicity, a bed of straw, honest labor, a few trusted friends, time to think. He had access to everything, but needed very little. And that's the secret of enough. It's not about limiting your life. It's about freeing your soul. If you can imagine keeping exactly what you have right now, same house, same income, same people, and still be content, then you've already found the finish line. Epictetus put it perfectly. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. When you learn to want less, your sleep deepens, because your mind finally believes it's safe to rest. You're no longer running an endless race with no finish. So tonight, whisper this truth. I have enough. I am enough. And notice, for the first time, how silence feels generous. You've just walked through 5 Stoic principles, not theories but tools. They've carried emperors through war, slaves through suffering, and ordinary people through restless nights. Let's remind ourselves what they are. Befriend the darkness. Meet yourself in the quiet. Reflect without punishment. Turn rumination into gentle review. Release the imaginary audience. Free yourself from invisible judgment. Separate worth from productivity. Rest because you exist, not because you earned it. Build a philosophy of enough. Define your peace before the world defines it for you. These practices don't erase hardship. They make you strong enough to rest in the middle of it. So as your eyes grow heavy, remember, sleep isn't escape. It's integration. It's where wisdom seeps deeper than thought. Take one last deep breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel your body sink a little deeper into the bed. Let your mind soften around the edges. You've done your part for today. Now, let the night do its work. Whisper quietly, I sleep with Stoic wisdom, and I wake transformed. Narrator, barely above a whisper. Good night, warrior. You are enough. And this moment is enough. The world doesn't owe you fairness. You can be honest and still get betrayed. You can work harder and still be passed over. That's not a moral failing, it's reality. The difference between people who survive and people who crumble isn't luck, it's a mindset. It's a set of habits and ways of thinking that I call dark intelligence. Now, don't let the name scare you. Dark intelligence isn't about cruelty or manipulation for its own sake. It's a practical psychological toolkit born from pain.
from betrayal, humiliation, and defeat. Some people break after those things. Others forge strength from them. If you learn these skills, you won't simply survive. You'll be able to protect yourself and influence outcomes without losing your integrity. Before we begin, drop this affirmation in the comments right now. I choose to be strategically intelligent, not emotionally reactive. Say it, own it. This video will teach you 8 traits that separate survivors from victims, leaders from followers. Use them to defend and to build, not to destroy. Number 1, calculated opacity. You don't need to disclose everything. Transparency feels virtuous, but oversharing is usually just giving away your leverage. Calculated opacity means revealing only what's necessary. Leave gaps. People will fill them with imagination, and imagination gives them something to fixate on. That fascination turns into influence. This isn't lying, it's strategic communication. When someone asks about your plans, you don't narrate your entire playbook. You answer just enough to satisfy, then shift the conversation. Your words become rarer and therefore heavier. When you practice this, your presence and your statements carry weight because people know you don't say everything casually. Number 2, adaptive persona. Be water, fit the container, keep your core. You're not the same with everyone. That's okay. That's human. Adaptive persona makes that natural tendency intentional. Learn to speak the language other people understand. Facts for analysts, feelings for emotional people, practicality for doers, and vision for big-picture thinkers. This doesn't mean being fake. It means being effective. Your core values and principles remain fixed. Your expression changes depending on the audience. That ability to connect with anyone without losing yourself is a leadership superpower. Number 3, detachment, freedom from desperate need. Attachment is a form of invisible chains. When you need something, a job, approval, a relationship, you lose leverage. Detachment is not coldness, it's freedom. The less you're controlled by outcomes, the clearer your judgment becomes. Imagine negotiating with someone who must have a deal versus someone who can walk away. Who has the upper hand? The one with options. Practice small detachments. Don't cling to winning every argument. Don't chase approval from everyone, and don't let a plan's failure shake your identity. The paradox is beautiful. The less you need something, the more likely you are to get it. Number 4, silent leverage, influence without noise. Power rarely needs to shout. Silent leverage is about shaping situations so others choose what benefits you without feeling forced. It's being indispensable, solving problems, and letting your presence do the heavy lifting. Use silence. People fill pauses with words they shouldn't. A delay after a question makes your answer weightier. In negotiations, having undisclosed alternatives changes the dynamic. In relationships and teams, quietly adding consistent value earns loyalty without demands. This requires patience. Plant seeds and let them grow. Number 5, psychological echo, mirror to influence. People are driven by needs, fears, and unspoken stories. Psychological echo is the skill of reflecting those deeper truths back to someone so they feel seen and understood. It's not trickery, it's listening at a level most people don't bother with. Listen for the emotion behind the words. When someone says, "I hate my job," they might be saying, "I don't feel valued." Reflect the underlying truth, and people open up. When others feel truly seen, trust forms and influence follows. Use that influence ethically. Present solutions in terms that match what they value. Security, recognition, freedom, and you'll create genuine alignment. Number 6, ambiguous morality,
pragmatic ethics. This is the controversial one. Ambiguous morality doesn't mean having no ethics. It means prioritizing real outcomes over appearances when situations are complex. Sometimes kindness looks harsh. Sometimes firmness is the kindest option. Example, a team member lies to clients. The nice thing might be endless second chances. The pragmatic thing might be to remove the harm to protect others. That's not cruelty, that's responsibility. But there's a catch. Establish your boundaries. Decide your non-negotiables and never cross them. Within those limits, allow pragmatic decisions that serve the greater good. Number 7. Controlled exposure. Manage your narrative. In an age of constant oversharing, restraint becomes a superpower. Controlled exposure is selective disclosure, sharing the right thing at the right time with the right people. The curiosity gap created by strategic withholding draws attention. It makes people value what you do reveal. This applies at work, socially, and online. Reveal skills over time, post thoughtfully, and avoid broadcasting everything. Timing matters. The same information can be bragging in one moment and humility in another. Manage your digital footprint because every post becomes part of your permanent record. Thoughtful exposure keeps you interesting and preserves your strategic edge. Number 8. Outcome obsession. Focus on results, not ego. People love being right more than being effective. Outcome obsession flips that. Ask, what result do I want? Then choose actions that lead there, even if they don't make you look clever. This mindset separates talkers from doers. 7 o'clock. In arguments, outcome-focused people decide whether the goal is changing behavior, preserving a relationship, or gathering information, and they act accordingly. In work, they prioritize projects that move the needle, not the ones that look good on a resume. They practice strategic laziness, doing less, but the right less. Stay ethical. Don't sacrifice values for outcomes. Be stubborn about goals, flexible about methods. Putting it into practice, 7-day challenge. Knowledge is worthless without application. Pick one trait that resonated most and practice it for 7 days. Maybe you try controlled exposure in conversations. Maybe you practice detachment when someone criticizes you. Track what changes. Notice how people respond differently when you act from strategy rather than reactivity. Remember the responsibility we talked about. Use these traits to protect yourself and to improve outcomes for others, not to harm. Dark intelligence is about building people who can't be easily manipulated, who can navigate complexity, and who elevate, not exploit, the people around them. The most dangerous person in a room might be someone with nothing to lose. But the most valuable person in any room is someone who understands human psychology and uses that knowledge to make life better for themselves and others. Which will you be? If this changed how you see intelligence and power, hit like. If you want more on psychology, strategy, and human behavior, subscribe and ring the bell. Drop a comment. Which of the 8 traits do the most successful people you know already use, and which one will you practice first? And remember, true intelligence isn't just being smart. It's being wise enough to use your smarts for something bigger than yourself. Stay strategic, stay ethical, stay powerful. Follow and subscribe. Don't forget.
What if I told you that the real battle isn't happening around you? It's happening inside your mind. Every day we allow small things to break us. One text ruins our peace. One opinion crushes our confidence. One mistake turns into self-hate. We scroll, we compare, we react. And somewhere in this chaos, we lose the quiet strength that once protected us. Stoicism saw this long ago. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." That line isn't motivation. It is a weapon. When you stop fighting what you can't control, you become untouchable. Today, you will learn 8 Stoic principles that will harden your mind, calm your emotions, and make you mentally unshakable. Comment below, I am unshakable. Now, let's begin your training. Number 1. Embrace discomfort like a friend. Why do we run from the things that make us stronger? Cold, silence, hard work. We treat discomfort like an enemy, but it is actually a teacher. Comfort is the silent poison of modern life. It softens discipline and kills potential. Seneca said, "The man who has prepared himself for trouble takes away its power." The Stoics trained for discomfort, not because they loved pain, but because they knew the truth. Growth only happens through resistance. Think about your life. You didn't grow during easy times. You grew when life pushed you to the edge, when you lost someone, when everything collapsed, when you had to rebuild from zero. Discomfort is the furnace that sharpens you. Start small. Take a cold shower, wake up early, do the hard task first, speak the truth you've been avoiding. Every act of chosen discomfort rewires your mind. You stop fearing pain and start using it. Affirmation: discomfort is my training ground. Number 2, control your emotions before they control you. You can master every skill in the world. But if you don't master your emotions, you become a puppet. Someone insults you, and your peace collapses. A plan fails, and frustration takes over. One trigger, and you lose control. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react." Emotions are not commands, they are signals. The Stoics didn't suppress emotion, they structured it. The secret is the pause. Pause before reacting. Breathe before speaking. Question before assuming. That small gap between emotion and action is where your power lives. Next time anger rises, say, "This is anger." Just labeling it creates distance. Now, you control the storm. Affirmation: I respond, I don't react. Number 3, stop expecting life to be fair. Life doesn't promise fairness, and expecting it only brings pain. You can be loyal and still be betrayed. You can work hard and still lose. You can be kind and still be hurt. That isn't injustice, it's life. The Stoics never expected fairness. They expected reality. When you stop demanding fairness, you stop suffering twice. Because now, every hardship becomes training. Every setback becomes information. You stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What now?" You cannot control how the world treats you, but you can always control how you treat the world. Affirmation: fairness is not promised. Discipline is. Number 4, focus only on what you can control. Most of our stress comes from trying to control what was never ours. Other people's opinions, the future, the past, outcomes, reactions. Epictetus said, "Some things are up to us, and some are not." This is the key to freedom. Your thoughts, your actions, your discipline, these are yours. Everything else is noise. When you waste energy on the uncontrollable, you lose power. When you focus only on what you control, you become unstoppable. Make 2 circles. Circle 1, what you can control. Circle 2, what you can't. Live in circle 1. Protect your peace. Affirmation: I control my actions, not the world. Number 5, practice voluntary hardship. Comfort is not safety, it is dependency. Seneca practiced living with less, so he could survive losing more. He wore simple clothes, ate simple food, slept without luxury. Not because he was poor, but because he was preparing. When you choose hardship voluntarily, You stop fearing hardship when it arrives. Try one small practice. Cold shower. No sugar. Wake up early. Walk instead of drive. Every small hardship strengthens your mind, like a soldier sharpening his sword. Affirmation: I train in peace to stand unbroken in chaos. 6. Detach from outcomes. Love the process. Most people are addicted to results. When they win, they feel alive. When they lose, they collapse. They attach their peace to the outcome instead of the effort. But you do not control rewards. You only control work. When you detach, you become present, focused, and powerful. Do the work. Show up consistently. Love the process. The result is not your identity. Your effort is. Affirmation: I am proud of effort, not outcome. Number 7. Remember death. Live urgently. The Stoics had a powerful reminder: memento mori. Remember that you will die. It's not meant to scare you, it's meant to wake you. Most people waste years waiting for the right time, but tomorrow's not guaranteed. Marcus Aurelius said, you could leave life right now. So what are you waiting for? Forgive people. Start your project. Speak your truth. Live with urgency, not fear. Death makes life meaningful. Use your time wisely. Affirmation: I live like time is borrowed, because it is 8. Live by virtue, not validation. Modern life wants you to perform, to chase likes, to seek approval, to be what others want. But the Stoics lived by one rule: do what is right, even if no one sees it. Virtue is quiet. Validation is loud. One disappears overnight. The other stays forever. Choose integrity over attention. Choose character over applause. Choose values over popularity. When you stop needing validation, the world loses its power over you. Affirmation: I act from virtue, not for applause. Conclusion: becoming mentally unshakable. You have just learned 8 Stoic principles that act like mental armor. Embrace discomfort control. Emotions. Accept unfairness. Focus on control. Practice hardship. Detach from outcomes. Remember death. Live by virtue. This is how you become calm in chaos, stable in storms, and unshakable in a world full of noise. If this message touched you, comment your favorite principle below. And remember, follow and subscribe. Don't forget, your journey to inner strength has just begun. Inside your skull there's a storm no one else can see. It's not thunder or lightning, it's resistance, the quiet war between what you want to do and what you must do. Most people lose this war before they even step out of bed. But you are here because you want to win it. You want to forge a mind that does not bend, does not break, a mind that holds the line when every part of you wants to run. That is mental fortitude, and these are its laws. Law 1. Control what you can, endure what you can't. The universe doesn't care about your plans. It rains on the disciplined and the lazy alike. But the difference is this: the strong don't waste breath cursing the clouds. They tighten their grip on the wheel and drive through the storm. You control your reactions, your focus, your effort. Everything else, the traffic, the critics, the chaos, let it burn in the background. Mental fortitude begins when you stop asking why me and start saying, try me. Law 2. Discipline over emotion. Feelings are weather, discipline is climate. The man who only moves when he feels like it will live his life waiting for fair skies. The one who moves regardless becomes unstoppable. When the alarm hits, when the work feels heavy, when the motivation is gone, remember, discipline doesn't care how you feel. It only asks, did you show up? Fortitude is forged in the moments your body screams no and your will whispers yes.
Law 3. Do hard things on purpose. Soft minds crave comfort. Sharp minds create discomfort. Every time you choose the easy route, you trade strength for convenience. Take the stairs. Start the project you fear. Speak the truth that shakes your voice. Pain is not punishment, it's tuition. You're paying for growth, and every drop of sweat is a receipt. Do hard things not because they look heroic, but because they build armor no one can see. Law 4. Starve distraction. Feed focus. Your attention is gold, and everyone wants to mine it. Every buzz, every scroll, every useless opinion is a thief breaking into your mental fortress. Lock the gates. Silence the noise. When you sit to work, the world disappears. You don't exist for the algorithm. You exist for the mission. Every moment of deep focus is a brick in the wall that separates masters from amateurs. Law 5. Be ruthless with weakness, but patient with growth. Fortitude is not about hating yourself when you fail. It's about refusing to stay fallen. You slipped? Good. That's your data. Adjust and move again. You rest? Fine. But never quit. Be ruthless with your excuses, but patient with your evolution. A blade doesn't become sharp in a single strike. It's hammered, folded, refined. So are you. Law 6. Control the inner dialogue. The loudest voice you'll ever hear is the one in your head, and if that voice speaks like an enemy, you'll live like a prisoner. Catch it when it whispers you can't. Replace it with, "Watch me." Talk to yourself as a commander speaks to a soldier, with clarity, with power, with purpose. Your mind will follow the words you repeat, so make them steel, not sand. Law 7. Turn pain into power. Everyone bleeds, everyone suffers, but most waste their pain complaining about it. The strong, they transmute it. Heartbreak becomes drive. Loss becomes purpose. Failure becomes fuel. Your pain is not your enemy, it's the forge that shapes you. So the next time you feel the burn, don't reach for comfort. Lean in and say, "Thank you." Law 8. Practice stillness amid chaos. In a world addicted to noise, silence is a weapon. Fortitude isn't always about grinding. Sometimes it's about breathing through the storm. Meditate. Reflect. Detach. A calm mind can see the battlefield clearly. The one who can stay centered while everything else collapses is the one who commands the outcome. Law 9. Seek purpose, not pleasure. Pleasure fades. Purpose endures. Every dopamine hit, every shortcut, every temporary escape weakens your spine. But purpose carves meaning out of chaos. It gives weight to your suffering and shape